Welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. Thank you for stopping by. Let me start with some macro UK big picture thoughts. The Speaker, John Bercow, yesterday got one of the biggest kickings in Fleet Street history yesterday. But David Yellen says it is these papers that created this mess, not him. They misled readers and led them to disaster. The important point to note is that, in my opinion, the House of Commons has pushed back and gained a tremendous amount of power from 10 Downing Street. I thought the Speaker was merely guillotining an endless Groundhog Day in this regard. And then I like this from Birdie Word, literally at the stage of the Brexit negotiations where they're sending the work experience kid over to the EU to ask for a long wait while trying to stifle the giggles. Birdie Word. Sterling right now, 132.58, 132.52. 134 seems to be the key resistance level. I'm just not sure how this is going to pan out because I think Macron and maybe Italy play hardball. And the UK is bundled out on a hard Brexit basis. That is a risk, because I don't know what Theresa May is going to ask for substantially from the EU in order to gain the extension. Tesla, Elon Musk margin call at $232, says Zero Hedge. He has millions more Tesla shares he can and undoubtedly will pledge to meet margin calls, so an outright liquidation of his stock is unlikely to occur until the price of Tesla dips into the 90s. However, the closer the stock gets to that figure, and considering the financial disaster Tesla is, that time may be closer than one might think. The more likely it is that the ensuing death spiral liquidation will be front-run and thus accelerated by observant market participants, perhaps at prices well into the hundreds. With the exception of Qatar, every country ETF is positive in 2019 with an average return of 11%. This is the best start to a year since 1987. It is indeed a global phenomenon and something I predicted, because when I was writing about last year, I called it an Annus horribilis, and I wrote a piece on the 2nd of January, Annus mirabilis, which means wonderful year. Currency puzzles was something I wrote at the end of February, and I was talking about the FX markets, the equivalent of the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench, which is the biggest, deepest known point in the Earth's oceans. Foreign exchange market trades in excess of $5.1 trillion a day. I've learned from JP Morgan that global FX volatility this week fell to its lowest level since September 2014 and is down by about 1/4 so far this year. And excluding a skittish British pound, the average 1-month implied volatility of G7 currencies is now sitting around a level of 6, and less than 1 volatility point away from the all-time low set in the summer of 2014. That's Credit Suisse, so it's a little bit like those halcyon days.